and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. The mighty Mississippi River carving its path through Memphis, Tennessee, where we're coming to you from tonight. Welcome, everyone, to a great Sunday night with the NBA here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. While we get a break, let's take a look at the October standings out west. As you look at Memphis, they're right now in the 8th spot in the conference here in the early part of the season.
And for the Grizzlies, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen them enough to know by now they're not going to make that switch from good to great at this point. Not this year anyway.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed in letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, D.A. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
You know, Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports. Chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
So the net starting five. Durant is out there with Karis LeVert. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Harris in at the 2. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Jackson in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Brooks, following the shot by Kevin Durant. Brooks kicks to Morant. The pass to Valanciunas. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
And last season, Jonas Valanciunas averaging the fewest minutes of his career. Greg, at the same time, he was playing the best basketball of his career.
I mean, his scoring per minute through the roof. Rebounding at a career high level. He can dominate inside, especially at that offensive end.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Greg, a new look roster for the Grizzlies. They got a lot more athletic this past summer.
Well, Ja Morant and Brandon Clark, their first-round picks, 2 of the more explosive players in the draft. The Grizzlies last in the league in pace last season. They may have cause to accelerate that tempo this year.
And so he hits both.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Irving looking over the floor. On the wing, Harris. Pass to Jordan. Back to Harris. Lets it go with the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You know, knocking down the 3 guys, that's one of the premier three-point gunners in the NBA, Joe Harris.
Pass to Jackson. Takes a 3. A rebound by the Nets. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Yeah, and you know, to come up short at the line is frustrating because that's controllable and it's actually a free throw. So you feel like you leave loose change out there when you don't convert.
Just 5 on the clock. Valanciunas, good.
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
Passes it to LeVert. He feeds it to KD. That shot missing. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a feeling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team you're familiar with.
Here's Jackson. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Nets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Josh Jackson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And it's Harris off the drive. Lays it up off the glass. Harris has got 5 now.
You know, Harris showing you he's unafraid to mix it up in there sometimes, which is a good way to balance his attack.
Now here's Morant, guarded by Harris. Jackson has the open look. Finds himself wide open and drills it. It's the Nets now. They trail by 1. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Durant. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
The free throw drops for Durant. Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters.
Valanciunas, good.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now, here is Irving. 26 points for him last game against New York. Here's Morant. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now the pass to Durant. Now here's LeVert. Here's Morant. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Grizzlies.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up.
Shooting one.
A great opportunity for a three-point play.
A career best season for Kyrie Irving in 2018-19. Scoring just as great as ever, but it was the other areas, playmaking, rebounding, defense, where he made tremendous strides.
What's up?
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And the Celtics expected Kyrie to become a better passer and defender in Boston.
They felt he had the capability. You could argue that those improvements have elevated him from a great scorer to a great player in our league.
Now here's Morant. 20 points for him last game against Chicago.
And his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way. Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Harris outside. Knocks it loose. And again, Memphis running the court in transition. Good on the bucket.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Irving. On the wing, Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harris has got his third bucket of the night.
You know, really good to see Harris playing with that kind of confidence because, you know, these shots will only help him get better.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Morant. Outside Jackson. Down low. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got 10.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Now here's Durant. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. And the rejection by Jackson. Brooks with no one around. Kept alive. Valanciunas. And Durant sends it back. Jackson against Harris. Pass to LeVert. Over Jackson. And the rejection by Jackson. LeVert finds Irving. Shot clock at 5. That one doesn't drop. Memphis leading by 6. Jackson, that's a two-pointer. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And, you know, Jackson is terrific at shooting off the catch. And that's a credit to his footwork and his shot readiness before the ball arrives.
Now, here's LeVert. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
And Memphis making a change here. Crowder's checked in. The Nets also changing it up. Jared Allen's checked in for Jordan. Chandler comes in for Karis LeVert. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Harris. And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul. Anderson, he's checked in for Memphis. And the Nets also making a change. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Durant. Here's Morant. And the wide open shot from Crowder. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Dinwiddie drives in. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
A dependable passer. Chandler doesn't just look to score. I mean, he's also good at finding his open teammates.
Anderson passes to Valanciunas. Excellent D there from Allen.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
And the officials call a traveling violation.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. Great showing for him last season. He averaged 24 per clip, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Here's Rab. It's Anderson with the drive, and Anderson slams it in.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Irving. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Jaren Jackson.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
And Memphis making a change here. Clark's checked in. Both free throws good for Irving. Clark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me. Here's Allen. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And it's Rab, top of the key. Outside Crowder. Back to Rab. Chandler with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Prince. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Hey, guys, this is going to be fun now. I mean, we've got ourselves a shootout on tap here.
And a four-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
And that one falls for Prince.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Now here's Chandler. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. The Nets working the ball around now. Irving finds Allen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Chandler over Anderson. That one a little long.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Looking nimble on the drive there. Once Clark sees an opening in the defense, he's looking to exploit.
Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. Back to Dinwiddie. On the wing, Irving. Chandler trying to free himself up. Irving misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Shot by Crowder, no good. Nets trail by 3. Here's Dinwiddie. Allen with the rebound. Passes it to Crowder. It's stolen by Allen. And here we go with Chandler running it up the court.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
.130 left to play here in the first. Allen outside. Outside Crowder. Four on the shot clock. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And out of Marquette, Jay Crowder, a sturdy two-way wing player.
A great system player and glue guy. He had his best years with the Celtics. On the final year of this contract, a great value considering what he brings to the table.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. But they finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Here's Prince. The shot, no good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
Well, I think it was a combination of things, quite honestly, but the defense didn't really offer them a challenge all night. I agree with that.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
At about an 82% clip a season ago, so I'm sure he'll take those numbers.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second.
And, you know, the Brooklyn Nets last season more than doubling their win total from 2 years prior. Great improvement. A surprise playoff team in the East for sure.
Now here's Crowder. He had 13 points in the win against Chicago. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Grizzlies have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second. Nets trail by 5. Here's Prince. Dinwiddie left side with 2 seconds left. That one goes in.
Boy, it's so difficult to corral Dinwiddie. Even when you get physical with him, he finds a way to power through.
It's been all about Jonas Valanciunas for the Memphis Grizzlies. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back to the action after this word. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
In 2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And for Memphis guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Caruch is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Taurean Prince. Then there's Allen. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1. He's off on the first. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. It's Allen with the drive. And the shot goes in. Allen's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Grizzlies. Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. And at 6'6", Spencer Dinwiddie's tall for a point guard, but Clark, despite his size, very slippery off the dribble.
Yeah, he's ill-like when you talk about him off the dribble, guys. I mean, excellent change of pace, and he's got a quick first step. And once he gets in the lane, his size helps him be a good finisher.
Good on both.
You know, the next step for Dinwiddie is to just become more consistent going forward, especially when it comes to scoring, because I think he does everything else pretty well.
Now here's Allen. Crowder feeling it out a bit. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Jared Allen.
You know, for a team like the Nets, building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
Durant's checked in for Wilson Chandler. He doesn't get the second one. Clark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development. The investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's Crowder. That one, no good. Excellent D there from Allen. KD drives in. And then Durant with the jam.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Here's Clark after the basket by Brooklyn, and Rodion Kurucs picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Jackson, he's checked in for Clark. Dylan Brooks comes in for Anderson, and it's Morant in for Grayson Allen. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Jordan's checked in. Now here's Crowder. Rab kicks to Crowder. Over KD, and the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got 5 points so far. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Harris finds Dinwiddie. The pass to KD. Shoots over Crowder, and Durant gets it to go. The assist by Dinwiddie. And it's 8 points for Kevin Durant. Now here's Morant. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Dinwiddie. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Nets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Following the miss by John Morant. The tray. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Well, Clark, as one Latvian makes his way out of New York, another Latvian, Kurucs, makes his mark with the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, you know, the second rounder making an impact right out of the gates, ready to be an NBA impact player. He's an efficient scorer, a versatile defender. So far, so good from what I've seen.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Rab, and it's Jaren Jackson in for Crowder.
One shot.
All right, Clark, game is on the line. One free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
You're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And let's take a look now at LeVert's numbers. Last season's performance for him. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
Brooklyn leading by 8. KD with it. 8 points for him. Dinwiddie outside. Stolen by Brooks. Dishes it to Jackson. Now Morant. Shot clock at 6. To end the run. It's tipped. Dinwiddie against Valanciunas. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 12 now in this quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for the Brooklyn Nets. And he makes good on the layup. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 10 now for the Nets.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W.
And it's Morant missing.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
That's good from Morant. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
Showing natural leadership skills, Morant has developed great rapport with his teammates.
KD dishes to Irving. Wants to get it to KD and does.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And here are the Grizzlies now. A 12-point game. And here's Morant. He has 6. Brooks, the pass to Valanciunas. That shot off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Brooks against LeVert. Outside Durant. The 3. They get the rebound. Back to LeVert. Pass to Durant. To the inside. Irving. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. LeVert with a wide open look. Caruth controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the bucket by the Nets. Now here's Morant. D right on him. And again, Memphis no good.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Ball's knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounder, DeAndre Jordan III.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers were really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jackson down low. He's against Jordan. It's Morant in the corner. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Here's Irving. He has 7. Outside Jordan. Pass to LeVert. 6 on the shot clock. Valanciunas grabs the board. Valanciunas has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Nets leading by 10. Irving kicks to Durant. Over to the left wing. Back to Caruth. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And Rodions Caruth picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. For Memphis, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Durant, and it's Prince in for Caruth. And the second free throw, good.
Well, for Josh Jackson, not really the sophomore season he was hoping for. Didn't take a major leap forward and saw him fighting for reserve minutes at times.
Now here's LeVert. No points in the game yet for him. The shot's good.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
Here's Morant. They trail by 11. No good from Valanciunas. And with Jackson, Greg, they just need to see more from him.
The upside, it's still there for Jackson, but nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. He needs to keep working on his game to live up to the lofty draft expectations.
Now here's Morant. He's got 6.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Clark, he's checked in for Josh Jackson. Anderson comes in for Brooks. And Allen subbed in for Morant. Allen's checked in for the Nets. And it's Irving with the ball for the Nets. Passes it to LeVert. It's Prince on the wing. Back to LeVert. And there's the pass to Irving. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Allen. And it's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Now here's Anderson. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Here's LeVert. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Stolen by Anderson. And now the fast break Anderson with the ball over Irving. Here's Allen. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
A nice shot by Irving.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
To the paint. It's stolen by Allen. Irving attacking. Good for another basket for him. Number 4 today. He's 4 of 8.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Anderson outside. We've got 1:28 left here in the second. 6 to shoot. Here's Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got 6 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Allen. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Chandler finds Allen. Oh, jams it right over Valanciunas. Wow.
How about the hops for a guy that long? Allen enjoying throwing it down like that. Bam!
59 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his first foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line. And that one falls for Clark.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Rabs checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and Jake Crowder's subbed in for Jaren Jackson. And the Nets also making a change. Joe Harris is checked in for LeVert.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
Anderson outside. Knocked away and stolen by Irving. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. The Grizzlies trail by 6. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Rab. He kicks it to Crowder. Pass to Clark. Elbow shot, and the jumper falls for him. Clark's got 6 points.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent three-ball shooter.
Spencer Dinwiddie firing on all cylinders for the Brooklyn Nets. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and I'm just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. There were a lot of positives for them to take away from the second quarter, where they came from behind to take a 4-point lead at the half. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back on the hill, not dictating the pace. They allowed a shooting percentage in the high 50s. Remind me of my free throw percentage, the high 50s. Come on, guys.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Jackson in at the small forward. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Grizzlies. They get a hand on it. Now here's Morant. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
Here's Irving. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Pass to Durant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
The first one falls. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
And KD drops them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Irving with the steal. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment. Good report. Thank you so much. Passes to Jordan. Inside. Durant finds Jordan. And the pass to LeVert from outside the arc. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. LeVert's got himself on the board with 3 there.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep. A quality shooter when given room to fire.
Pass to Jackson. Pass to Morant. A 3-ball. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's LeVert. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Josh Jackson.
Boy, when LeVert is assertive and in attack mode, I love watching him go. He's got the athleticism to allow him to get a lot done.
And the free throw drops for LeVert. Tremendous versatility for Karis LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Boy, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. Let's get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
Offensive rebound, Valanciunas. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Dinwiddie against Brooks. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Kevin Durant.
He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 26 points per game, 6 assists and 6 rebounds. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
And he makes the first.
You know, when I saw Jackson back in college, I thought he was the best two-way player in the country. I mean, he's athletic, he's confident, he's aggressive. Man, he plays with the verve that you like to see a guy play with.
Rodions Kurucs, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Now here's Dinwiddie. 18 points for him. Passes it to KD. The pass to Jordan. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. It's good. 16 points for KD.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Here's Morant. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Jackson from long range. Kurucs grabs the board. Kurucs has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Dinwiddie dishes to Durant. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Take a look at Harris. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
And getting that spot at the top of the list was such a huge accomplishment. What a year it was for him from behind the arc.
Now here is Harris. He's got 7. Carouge kept alive, poked away. Here's Jackson. It's deflected, but they'll get another chance. Feeds to Valanciunas. Goes back up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either. And it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And the first one drops. Valanciunas hits them both.
And he's given them a good contribution at the line tonight, getting there a lot and delivering on his opportunities.
Dinwiddie passes to Durant. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. And he can't get the first one.
And the versatility of Durant, off the charts. Shoots, rebounds, defends. He's the total package.
He hits the second from the line. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Morant with it. He has 6. The dish to Valanciunas. Nice defense from KD. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the Nets miss again.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Here's Dinwiddie. Following the basket by Ja Morant. Dinwiddie finds Harris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Joe Harris was the league leader in three-point percentage last season. He's an absolute laser, and he's really coming to his own with hard work and finding the right fit.
And also a three-point shootout trophy for Joe Harris, besting Stephen Curry in his hometown of Charlotte.
Yeah, you know what? The fans beginning to learn what NBA defenses have known for a while. This guy, Joe Harris, is automatic from beyond the arc, making a name for himself as a solid defender, but a great three-point shooter.
That one is off.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Jackson. Good on the second free throw. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Dinwiddie attacking. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
You know, sometimes you forget about Dinwiddie's versatility. I mean, when he's feeling good, he's capable of scoring from any place.
Morant dishes to Valanciunas. And there's the call on Durant. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
Rab's checked in for the Grizzlies. Anderson comes in for Jackson. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Allen's checked in.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Dinwiddie drives in. Outside Durant. Pass to Caruch. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And here's Harris from the arc. Grizzlies with the rebound. Rab kicks to Anderson. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Now here's Crowder. 7 points in the game and stolen by Harris. Dinwiddie kicks to KD. And then Durant with the dunk.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one stopping Durant.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Now Morant. 10 points for him. Crowder from outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Crowder's got 5 points in the quarter.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
Back to Dinwiddie. Kicks to Durant. To the paint. Harris, no good. The Grizzlies have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime. Shooting 8 of 15. Pass to Rab. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. Clark, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Grayson Allen comes in for Morant. And then for Brooklyn, Wilson Chandler's checked in for Durant. Taurean Prince comes in for Rodions Kurucs. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Harris.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. West side.
And the free throw, no good.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Now here's Crowder. He's got 10. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Taurean Prince. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Now here's Irving. 11 points in the game. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. Back to Irving. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 5th assist in this one. Allen kicks to Rab. Pass to Crowder. Back to Rab. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. The first free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Nets leading by 3. Irving passes to Prince. High post Allen. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Allen. And that one's good, Irving.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Tipped away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Friday, the Houston Rockets will come into town. Here's Rab, defended by Allen. Clock at 6. Chandler with the steal. Pass break, here we go. That's good from Allen on the assist by Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's got 6 assists here tonight.
Boy, exhibiting toughness right there and persistence. Allen might have been fouled on that inside basket.
Now here's Crowder. 12 points for him. 1:57 left here in the 3rd quarter. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Allen against Irving. Here's Dinwiddie, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. He had a strong showing last season. 8th in field goal percentage and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. And the first one at the line is good. Morant, he's checked in for Allen. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Morant with it, guarded now by Irving. Crowder against Chandler. He shoots again. Here's Rab. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Rab's got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, you can't give him any room to maneuver on the board, because once he does, he's going to make you pay.
Right side, Irving. The feed to Allen. 6 on the shot clock. The shot misses. Memphis has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the 3rd. The shot comes out, so Brooklyn will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Morant. Good D by Irving.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Prince finds Allen. Over Clark. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
He can't get that one to fall. Prince with the defensive effort. Over Anderson. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Brooklyn ahead. They're up by 5. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Wilson Chandler out there with Allen, and it's Prince in at the 3 spot. Now here's Chandler. It's rebounded by Memphis. Rab's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside Crowder, and the call will be against Karis LeVert. That is his first foul of the game. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Here's Clark. Shot clock at 6. Chandler with the steal. One-on-one here. Here's LeVert. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
You know, guys, with good size and length for his position, LeVert can convert tough baskets.
And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. Yeah, he's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
And LeVert, the Ohio native, has a ton of potential, folks. A tall, lanky shooting guard with really good playmaking ability.
Now here's Morant. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Chandler, and the rejection by Jackson. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And so it's Crowder with it. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies, trailing here by 8. It's Anderson with the drive. Brooklyn with the rebound. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Left side, Irving. Now the pass to LeVert. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And the Grizzlies with possession here. They have yet to put up any points here in the fourth. The kick out to Crowder. Fires from deep. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Nets leading by 8. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Back to LeVert. There's the triple. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 5 assists tonight.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. And 11 points for Jaren Jackson.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Now, here is Irving. From 15 feet away, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Brooks checked in for Memphis. Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Joe Harris comes in for Wilson Chandler. Nets leading by 8. It's Durant on the wing. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Here's Morant. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
No good from Durant. And the call will be against Caris LeVert. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Crowder. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And here's Morant. Shoots over LeVert. Misses off the left iron.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Pass to KD. Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. And he gets the bucket.
This is where Morant is so dangerous. The open court, he knows how to exploit a defense.
Now here's Irving. Pass to LeVert. And here's Harris from the arc. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 3 assists in the game. Now here's Morant. Covered by Irving. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
The rugged toughness of Morant. Excellent at fighting through there and capitalizing in style. And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
A putback. Valanciunas grabs the board. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Jackson passes to Brooks. That one falls. Now, here is Irving. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Here's Morant after the made shot from KD. Morant with it outside Jackson. Passes it to Brooks. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Morant. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 15 rebounds here tonight. And here we go. Fast break, and Morant's got it. And they pick up 2.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
That's good from Morant. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points. Jordan kicks to LeVert. Jackson against Irving. And there's the pass to Durant. Just 5 to shoot. In the corner, it's Harris. Jordan trying to free himself up. That's good from Harris on the assist by Durant. Harris has got 6 here in this quarter.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Spencer Dinwiddie.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
There must be something about playing in a hostile environment that drives him. He is really fed off that. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I caught Taylor Jenkins's message to his team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open 3, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Out to the right wing. Morant with a wide open look. Offline with his 3.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it. Screen, screen, screen.
Irving up top. LeVert with it. Guarded now by Jackson. LeVert kicks to Durant. Out to Harris. Launches a 3. It doesn't go for him. And Memphis the other way now. Outside Jackson. Pass to Jackson. The offensive rebound. Valanciunas, good.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Irving dishes to Harris. He kicks to KD. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Now Morant. Brooks outside. Pass to Valanciunas. He feeds it to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Nice job hitting him right in stride. Excellent play.
Nets leading by 4. Here's Irving. Outside, KD. It's LeVert on the wing. 6 to shoot. In the corner, it's Harris. Back to LeVert. Jacks up a 3. Doesn't go for him. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Lots of room. Again, Memphis.
Man, it's so easy to admire what Jackson does. He's not looking to pass the ball in these situations, Kevin. He wants to take advantage of these big moments.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Brooklyn's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the 4th and been successful 3 times. Here's Irving. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
Yeah, you know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
Now here's Morant. Passes to Valanciunas. 4 on the clock. Morant with it, guarded by Harris. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now here's Irving. Defense is right there, and it's in there. And now a 6-point Nets lead.
And guys, once Irving finds that groove, it's really just fun to watch him go to work. Just no fear, will take any shot out there on the floor.
And the shot goes down.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
Ball's knocked loose. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving.
That could be costly. When the game is hanging in the balance, the last thing you can afford is to turn it over.
Memphis has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And here's Morant. Over Irving. Poke loose. Valanciunas. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. And the pass to Irving. Here's Jordan, and he converts the layup.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here's Morant. This is to Valanciunas. Over Durant. No good from Valanciunas.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Grizzlies. Brooks against LeVert. Brooks finds Jackson. Now here's Morant. 5 on the clock. Here's Valanciunas. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Jordan. And so they choose to intentionally foul. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus.
And an intentional foul right there. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're down by 8. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediately.
Going to be hard, though, Greg. I mean, they don't have much time to work with here, but we've seen crazy stuff happen in this game.
.30 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. And good on the second, so he makes them both. 27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. And the call on the shot, it sends him to the line. It's on Kevin Durant.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Brooklyn with the ball, and there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They trail by 5. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
You know, he was waived after his second year in the league, guys, but Joe Harris didn't let that stop him. He improved his skills, and he's carving out a nice career for himself.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
Looking to get it going, and Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Back to LeVert. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Got to give LeVert credit. I mean, not allowing the defense to shut him down, using his length to get his shots off inside. Well done.
And so it's Brooklyn with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, we're at an early part of the season, but what did you want to accomplish tonight individually and in the team flow?
We just wanted to come out here and compete, get the win. We wanted to set a standard for ourselves. The most important thing was just coming out here and competing for my teammates and, doing whatever possible to get this win.
And you all did that tonight. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.